Hey, we got an election coming up here in Louisiana in a few days, and a gentleman that I respect greatly, who follows not just what goes on in Washington, but all over the country, because that's his job as president of Americans for Tax Reform, and that's Grover Norquist. I think he's got a lot to say about what Governor John Bel Edwards has been doing here in Louisiana. We just heard from the Louisiana Radio Network that a group supporting John Bel Edwards is running ads comparing Eddie Rispone to David Duke, which is what these guys always do, compare Republicans to David Duke. They always want to bring up David Duke. Even though David Duke is supporting a Democrat for president right now, Tulsi Gabbard, they still love to compare Donald Trump, Eddie Rispone to David Duke. They're trying to get the, quote, black vote going in big numbers, so they're engaged in lies. And it's desperate. And we need to focus on the issues. And the issues are that this governor has been a disaster. So let's bring on our special guest who is joining us here on America's Voice and also on WGSO, Grover Norquist, the president of Americans for Tax Reform. Hey, Grover, how are you? Good morning.
Things are going well. Well, not in Louisiana the last several years. You have a Governor, John Bel Edwards, who ran promising not to raise taxes. That was a lie. Then he raised taxes, and then he said, oh, it's only going to be temporary. That was a lie. And then he continued what was supposed to be a temporary tax, part of it, and called that a tax cut. That was a lie. At some point, of course he yells about race. He can't look the people of Louisiana in the face, having lied his way into office, raised taxes, promising it was temporary. That was a lie. It was a lie that he wouldn't raise taxes. It was a lie that it was going to be temporary. It was a lie that he cut taxes when he raised them again, just not as much the second time. And then, of course, when he called the legislature in 3 times for sessions that cost tens of thousands of dollars a day to try and berate people into more tax increases. This is a time when Louisiana is surrounded by states that are reducing taxes. Louisiana is the high tax state, corporate income tax, personal income tax, sales taxes. Arkansas is a little bit worse, but they want to take theirs down. And this governor brags that he's overtaxed so much there's a surplus. A surplus is when you've taken so much money and taken much more than you ever needed or said you were going to, and you didn't let the people of Louisiana keep it.
Grover, when a state runs a surplus, doesn't that mean that they're taking too much tax from the people and that that's our money that they've got there, that they need to give it back to us?
That's exactly what it is. Surplus is not something to be proud of. Now, if you had so much growth that the money was coming in so quickly, you hadn't yet cut taxes, and you wanted to cut taxes, well, then you could say that's a sign of health. But Louisiana is one of the weakest economies. It's the only state in the nation that's losing people. I mean, this is ridiculous in terms of jobs. There's a jobs boom everywhere, but when you have the regulations and the taxes, look, the corporate tax that's so high in Louisiana is a big don't come here, don't invest here, don't hire people in Louisiana. And John Bel Edwards killed those jobs. That's right, Rispone, the Republican candidate, he's the guy who's serious about getting taxes down and getting jobs back growing.
Grover,
the rest of the country's booming.
How?
Louisiana's dragged down. You know, when we cut federal taxes, and Louisiana, you can deduct your federal taxes from Louisiana. Many other governors did exactly that. And John Bel Edwards said, no, I'll steal the money. I'll take it. I'll keep it. So your taxes, you didn't get the same tax cut everybody else in the country did at the federal level because of his greedy state government spending.
Well, from what I understand, Grover, from what I understand, Grover, the budget has ballooned from $27 billion to $34 billion under John Bel Edwards. As you point out, we've got the second highest income tax rate in the region, the highest corporate tax rate in the region, I think the third highest local and state sales tax in the country, and we're the only state in the nation to be losing jobs, one of only 8 to lose population. How do you think this guy even got elected? You know the people of Louisiana. You know that we're a conservative state. How is he even in the running to win another term as governor?
Well, he lied his way into office. Too much of the establishment press doesn't focus on the fact that he lied his way into office. He lied about his tax cut. He lied about his spending. And he is a liberal Democrat. I mean, there's a reason why the states that are losing people, California, New York, Louisiana, because his bad governance is on a par with Illinois and New York and Connecticut and New Jersey, states people leave. It doesn't have to be. Every state around Louisiana is doing it better. There's nothing wrong with Louisiana people other than that they elected a lousy governor. It's the government that's spending too much, taxing too much, and killing jobs every day of the week that he's been governor. And of course, so he's going to scream and make racist comments on his own. That's very unfortunate, but that should not elect anybody governor. And if it does, there's going to be a big don't invest here sign on Louisiana for the next 4 years.
I've got kids in college, Grover. I worry about them being able to find a job in Louisiana. I'm worried about our families staying here because they've got to go where the jobs are. And we've got a lot of family that are in Florida, in Texas, in other states that have good conservative Republican governors. And Louisiana should be booming. Yeah.
Florida, Texas, they pave the road. They educate children, and they do it without an income tax, and with much lower corporate rates. And in some cases, lower sales taxes than Louisiana does. This is bad government, bad management by John Bel Edwards, and he should go into retirement. Shame. Vote for your family's future, for your children's future, for jobs for Louisiana, and that's to get Edwards out.
What do you make of the trial lawyer connection? Edwards is a trial lawyer. We have a very, very bad legal climate here that I think is very anti-job growth, anti-economic growth. What are your thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. Look, businesses looking to decide whether to build a factory or new jobs in Louisiana look to see what taxes are. And right now, under Edwards, they're moving in the wrong direction, not only too high. Everybody else is bringing theirs down. Louisiana is going up. And they look at the league. Do they have rule of law, or does he allow his trial lawyer friends to sue companies, destroy jobs? Every time you hear one of these millions of dollars won by some lawsuit, those are millions of dollars of jobs destroyed. That's what just happened. Trial lawyers get rich. Your cousin, your brother, your neighbor loses his or her job. That's what trial lawyers are. They're parasites, and they go around suing people for no good reason and do tremendous amount of damage to economies. Texas made tremendous progress and has been getting a lot of new jobs as a result, cutting taxes and telling the trial lawyers that they can't have these imaginary lawsuits that steal money from businesses and kill jobs. Those are the two things Louisiana needs to do to attract jobs and opportunity and growth. And those are the two things, because of his corrupt associations, that Edwards cannot do. He is owned by the trial lawyers, he is owned by the spending interest and the unions, and he cannot reduce taxes.
And it's a reason why oil companies always leave Louisiana for Texas. Corporate headquarters leave Louisiana for Texas and Florida. It's another reason why I think, Grover, we have the second highest car insurance rates in the nation. So we've got all these taxes, we've got insurance rates through the roof, and the wages here are not going up because the economy is stagnant. So it's a really bad situation in Louisiana, Grover.
And with fracking, there's oil and natural gas, not in Texas, Louisiana, and Oklahoma, but in North Dakota and Montana and Colorado and Pennsylvania, for crying out loud. There are lots of places to take rigs, not just Louisiana. It's not some sort of monopoly anymore. Taxes will say, well, I'm not going to look for oil or drill or take natural gas out in Louisiana as much as I could have. I'm going to go to North Dakota. I'm going to go to Pennsylvania, for crying out loud. There's something wrong when you're losing jobs that direction.